Welcome to a podcast for nerds, the show where two dudes that met as kids discuss our journey with all things nerdy as well as life in our 30s. I'm Dakota.
And I'm Cody, and I just noticed we got the perfect picture up for the... That just goes randomly. We didn't plan that. But we're talking about One Piece again today.
Of course. We might as well become the One Piece podcast.
I'm sure there already is, but I wouldn't be against it.
Well, we'll be the authorities. We'll be the experts. We know it all. We don't.
We'll rename the show to...
A One Piece podcast.
Yeah, I was going to say a podcast for One Piece fans, but that's better.
A One Piece podcast. It's a spinoff of a Dragon Ball podcast.
Does a One Piece podcast exist? I feel like that name... Well, a Dragon Ball podcast I thought would be taken too. It exists. But from you.
It exists from me.
Somehow nobody took it before that.
Nope. So, before we get started, I made a little purchase today. Not a sponsor, but it is G Fuel. But it's the Mega Man one.
Are you big on G Fuel?
No,
generally?
Not really. I kind of like the video game character ones. Like I bought one for I bought two of these actually, one to drink and one to collect.
Oh.
And they did the same with the Sonic one.
Okay. So this is limited edition?
I don't know if it's limited, but they're not going to be around forever. So
that's true. Yeah.
So I got it. And the Sonic one is peach flavored. I'm not big on peach flavored. I like peaches.
See Sonic as being very peach.
I know. That's more like I feel like a Crash Bandicoot because they have a Crash Bandicoot one.
They do?
Yeah, I haven't got it yet, and it's Wampa flavored. But
what the F is that?
It's just a peach essentially.
Okay.
Because that's. But I figured I'd try it here. Right on the show. So let's get a little ASMR action going.
Oh, you like that? I like it. I honestly, even though I don't drink soda or energy drinks or anything anymore, I think that sound when you open a can is one of the more satisfying sounds.
You ever drink sparkling water like out of a can or anything?
Never.
Bubbly?
Never.
Just try it sometime. It's really good.
Maybe.
I mean, it's just flavored water, but with
I literally only drink water with lemon juice in it.
You ever have cucumber water?
I have, but I wasn't as big of a fan. It's not bad.
I like it.
Yeah.
So anyway, here we go. It is Blue Bomber slushy flavored.
So is that like blueberry?
I'm guessing probably like blue raspberry, which is what you'd think Sonic would be, like a blueberry.
I know. I would really think Sonic would be blue raspberry.
Or maybe like a strawberry or something. I don't know. Fruity, not peaches. I don't know.
Yeah, Sonic's always been fruity.
Bowser should be peaches.
Definitely.
All right, here we go. It's not good.
Really?
It's not.
Seriously?
It's not good.
Bro, 0 calories.
I mean, it's okay. I'm gonna drink a little bit more of it, but
well, he's not gonna drink it all, so we're not gonna get a really wired Dakota this morning.
Just more or less, I have to drink carbonated stuff in the morning so I can burp.
Oh, we're gonna have belching on this episode.
I'm gonna try not to, but it's probably gonna happen.
Well, now you guys know the Mega Man flavor, not good.
I mean, it's okay. If you like G Fuel, it's good. I don't really like G Fuel.
That probably has a lot to do with it.
I mean, it's all right. It's okay. It just kind of feels like I'm drinking ingredients.
Well, I wonder why. Wonder why it tastes like you're tasting ingredients. Well, G Fuel will never sponsor us now. All right, guys.
We'll make a good one. We'll make a good flavor.
What would it be? Well, we don't want to release that yet. We don't want to let people know.
Yeah.
Guys, last week we did the reaction, our take on the One Piece.
No, that was 2 weeks ago. Last week was 2 weeks ago, Spider-Verse.
Yeah, well, we're posting every other week now. If you guys didn't notice, it's actually a lot better for us in our schedule. Mm-hmm. And that seems to be fine on the channel. Yeah. I don't know. At least it's consistent.
Yeah. There's plenty of bi-weekly podcasts.
Yeah. And who knows what will happen in the future. But for now, I think it's working well. Yeah. You agree?
I think so for now.
But yeah, so 2 weeks ago on our last episode, amazingly, we talked about the teaser trailer for the One Piece live action. There was a lot of debate between us and in the comments. And incredibly, 2 days ago, before we filmed this one, it was 2 days ago, right? It wasn't yesterday.
Well, it would have.
It was the night before yesterday.
Yeah, I didn't watch it till yesterday.
The official full trailer for the One Piece live action dropped. So we're talking about this topic again, but with way more context now.
And it's a little fresher now.
And it's much fresher. Because we were so late.
We were about a week and a half late.
Oh, we were more than a week
Were
and a half
we?
late.
Oh.
I think when we filmed it, we were like a week and a half late. Yeah, but
and then another 2 weeks.
well, then I
2 or
didn't
3.
post one that coming week, and then so it was like 2 weeks after we filmed it, I posted the Spider-Verse one, and then 2 weeks after that. So we were pretty late, but people were still into it.
Right.
Like, it got a lot of views.
This will go up this Friday.
Yes, this will be much newer.
so-
We're still a little late, but not like before. Nothing like before.
Yeah, so this will be a lot more fresh for people to talk about.
So where do you want to jump in? We just watched the trailer again, and last time when we watched the teaser trailer, we started arguing a little bit before we ever started filming. We haven't said anything to each other really. So
I'm nervous.
Okay, do you want to start? Do you want me to start?
I'm nervous for what I have to say.
For what you have to
Yeah.
say? Okay, what do you have to say?
Dude, I'm hyped.
You're hyped?
That got me hyped. I'll be honest. I'm not the only one. I talked to my cousin, like I was telling you, and I was expecting him, and he's real harsh on things. I was expecting him to be like, "It looks dumb," and he was like, "Dude, it got me hyped."
Right.
Dude, I think it looks good, and I'm probably in the minority on that. You're probably gonna rip me to shreds.
I don't really actually know what the majority thinks. Like when I go on YouTube, Instagram, and I see comments, it seems so divisive. I see a lot of people who are super hyped, and I see a lot of people who are super down on it. And then I see a small group who's in the middle, which is the group I'm part of. I'm in the middle. I would say I'm more hyped this time than I was from the teaser trailer.
Oh yeah.
So that's good news.
I do have one disappointment off the bat.
Okay.
Not Johnny Depp or Pedro Pascal as Gold D. Roger.
But we knew it wasn't gonna be.
You never know.
Well, I'm kind of glad it's not, to be honest, because I was talking on stream about this last night.
I wasn't the only person that wanted those people, by the way.
Oh, I would love to have had them.
Either of them. Like Johnny Depp, actually, when I looked up, because I was trying to find out who the actor was.
Oh.
And the only thing I could find was people wanted Johnny Depp to be him.
Right.
But
well,
continue.
on stream last night, I was talking about it, and everyone wanted Johnny Depp. I don't think anyone would have said, no, not Johnny Depp. But it kind of made sense because they got only so much budget. They got to put that budget into effects and makeup and all those sets they built. Johnny Depp is going to cost a lot of money. It would have been cool, but we would have had to sacrifice something somewhere else. And
Ooh, new episode of One Piece today.
oh yeah. Oh no, they're skipping this week, I think, or is it next week? That's
Next
skipping?
week they'll be skipping.
Okay.
And then we have this episode and then one more, dude.
Yeah, it's coming. The internet is going crazy
Dude,
right
I'm
now.
telling you,
Everything is spoiled. I
Telling
feel
you.
bad for anyone who didn't read it.
I'm going to try and get with Nate. We need to go and watch it at Nate's house, and I'll have like a big reaction party.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
Oh,
Sorry,
you're
bro.
you're a downer.
You guys can do
You're
it.
a party pooper. He's a party pooper. He doesn't like hanging out with his friends.
No, it's not that. It's just-
Nope.
this is something I really want to experience, like on my own, because it's how I experienced it in the manga.
Nope, he just hates us. Everybody,
Yeah.
he hates us.
That's definitely it.
Anytime we make plans with him, he just bails because he's a bailer.
I mean, I'm down to catch up, but
I'm just kidding.
the actual reaction, like when it actually happens, I don't even want to film myself. I don't want to do anything. I just want to experience it.
Hmm.
But if you guys film it, we can play it on here. If you guys film yourself doing it.
We'll see. We'll see
Yeah.
how it goes.
But anyway, sorry that all that's spoiled for everyone. The manga fans have just spoiled it for. I'm so glad I read the manga. Because if I was an anime only fan right now, I'd be pretty upset.
Oh yeah, my cousin told me last night they released the trailer for it, and I didn't know that.
It's not real. It's a
not real.
fan-made trailer.
Oh, God.
I watched it, and yeah, it's a fan-made.
Thank God.
It looks pretty legit, though. But no,
What?
they didn't.
Because again, I'm telling you, been telling you for a year since I read it, this is gonna be the biggest moment in our generation of anime.
I mean, let's see. I question it because One Piece is supposedly ending within the next 5 years, and the ending may be bigger. But yeah, so far, I think.
Yeah, I think you're also. He's always one to really downplay your expectations.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it low. And also, I've read it. I mean,
But we've never seen what's coming move, and I want to see it move.
Yeah, I was talking to who were we talking to? Somebody who watches the anime. It was Nate, because when we went to the Fall Out Boy concert, yeah, we were talking to Nate about it because he's been caught
Was that
up.
fun?
Yeah, the Fall Out Boy concert was awesome.
Good.
Bring Me the Horizon killed it. And of course, Fall Out Boy. It was a lot of smoke, though. The smoke was back from Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I felt bad for the singers.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they seemed all right, but I felt a little bad for them. Anyway, Nate was telling us that bow out now if you don't want spoilers. I'm not going to spoil the big thing, but if you are not caught up on the anime, then bow out now for just a couple minutes.
Maybe
and
like
come back.
5 minutes?
Yeah. He was saying that Zunisha just arrived where they're at in the anime and is like, it didn't say it can hear the voice yet though, right? Or the drums. It didn't say it can hear the drums.
No, there's not been.
Yeah.
That's probably going to be today's episode.
And Luffy's down, right?
Luffy just went down.
Do people realize how down he is, or did he just go down?
He's just. What happened was, we're at the part where the CP0 guy comes in.
Dude, respect for that guy, honestly. They told him to do it. He knew he was going to get obliterated, and he just did his job, man.
Dude, and I cannot help. It's one thing reading in the manga, but when you see it in the anime, you actually legit feel bad for Kaido in this moment.
I felt bad for him in the manga.
I don't remember feeling this bad because you see like, oh man, he really didn't want to just beat him. Or just have him lose. He wanted to beat him.
Yeah.
Like it's the first time he's ever had a legitimate challenge like this since Odin.
Yeah.
And it's a spirited battle that he's like literally drunk with the power that he's got in this battle.
Mm-hmm.
And then this punk just comes out and then just ends it in one hit, and he's like,
yeah,
it's actually kind of heartbreaking,
dude. Oh, the emotions that are going to be coming for the next couple episodes. I'm so mad they're taking a break for 1 week. It's so stupid. Well,
what's the reason? Do we have a reason?
They're doing a recap episode that week.
Oh,
we got a recap until. But I'm gonna guess that
they do
that's
like
the
a recap every
reason.
3 episodes now.
Well, I mean, what I'm guessing is it's to give more time for animating the stuff that's coming.
I guess.
Like everything is gonna be crazy now. Like this is the turning point, and then we have a little bit of calm right after Wano, just a little bit.
I mean,
like,
yeah, they'll probably stretch it out into like 5-10 episodes.
Well, there should be 1 or 2 party episodes, and then. I don't want to spoil for non-manga readers, but some stuff's going to happen at the end of Wano, and then literally everything since after that is just crazy. So, like, I feel like I understand they're trying to give a little space.
And it really stinks right now because I'm like, yes, I'm going to read ahead.
Yeah.
But Oda, darn you for being old and having to have eye surgery.
Well, he's back. There was a chapter last week, and there should be one this week. Yeah.
Oh, really? Last I checked, it was supposed to be like a 27-day break, and that was like 2 weeks ago.
No, there was a chapter last week.
Oh, cool.
You haven't read it?
No.
Oh, bro. I know I say it every time, but it's because every chapter's so good now.
No.
Yeah,
you
gotta read it.
Are we still in the Reverie stuff?
No.
Okay.
Do you want to know what it's about? I'm not going to tell you the spoilers, just where we're at.
Okay, sure. Are we back on Egghead?
No, we're back to Garp.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. You remember what was happening with that, right?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Okay, yeah. And it's sick. Anyway, okay, let's go back to the live action. So, because you're more hyped on it. I hate to go full into negatives, but I'm hyped. I was more hyped on it as well. Every time I've watched it, I felt the energy. And Oda put out a post yesterday online that made me really hyped as well. His energy and his passion around it is contagious. But I do want to ask, is there anything you didn't like?
I still don't like Nami.
I agree.
Like,
she didn't
Nami,
do much to, yeah.
No matter what, she's always got a smile on her face.
Well,
usually
in the beginning, because she is tricking them and she is in a hard place.
Yeah, but when you see her, she's doing it with a smile on her face. Like, even when she leaves, she's like apologetically leaving. She's like, I'm sorry, guys. I just got to go.
I have to imagine it's direction, which is weird.
They're doing the thing that I hate that they do, and they're going to make the strong female character a mean female character who's got a hard exterior, but then they got to break it down, and eventually she'll have a soft side.
I mean, that is her character arc, though. It's not like, because I just recently reread the beginning, and she is very different in the beginning, but
she's not.
I agree, she's not
fun.
this bad.
She's still fun.
Yeah.
Like,
she smiles, she jokes around,
I mean, heck, even in the literal cover for the first volume, it's all four of them in one little dinghy, and they're all like, ah.
Yeah.
Even Nami is like, yay.
But we are judging off a trailer, and we need to see.
I can see it. They're
You
doing
can.
that.
I mean, I can feel it already too.
They're doing that thing I hate. Just make the character fun.
Yeah.
Just make them fun. You don't have to worry about making them a strong female character. Just make them a cool character.
Well,
and then everything else will follow.
The way it should go is that she's pretty cool until the middle of Baratier.
Yeah, and then
yeah, she'll dip and she'll become mean and frustrating for a little while.
Yeah, see, that's when it would work. But
Yeah.
before that, she's playing them along. She's their friend.
Yeah.
You know, they're supposed to believe that she's their friend, and everything she's doing up until then. Sorry, they're idiots. We're not part of a crew. This is the most dangerous stretch of the world. Like, have fun with it. Everybody else seems to be having fun. Even Zorro seems to be having fun.
I do think part of it's the voice, but I mean, it's her face too. I'm interested to see how the feeling of things will change when the Japanese voice actors get on it.
It's like the same thing they did with Galadriel in the Rings of Power, which I know you didn't watch, but it's rather than just make her like a cool, strong character, they just, I don't even know how to describe what they did with Galadriel. It's.
I mean,
annoying.
we're not the only people I've seen say this.
Okay.
This is one of the big complaints I see as well online when I do see people complaining is Nami's character seems weird, which makes me feel so bad because as far as I know, she's the biggest One Piece fan of the group.
Which is weird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the guy playing Luffy's a big One Piece fan too.
But he didn't watch it until he was cast.
Right.
But yeah, she was like a fan before. At least as far as I remember, he didn't watch it till he was cast. But I know she was a fan before. So it's got to be direction. It can't be her.
I mean, there's got to be a way where they could have, like that line when she's telling them about the stretch of the world. Because in the anime, you know, she's telling them about it.
Well, she is scared.
Well, she's scared, but she's not like, I don't know. Just it's this directing. I can tell they're trying to make her I don't know.
I just think
We'll have to see. I'm sounding judgy.
I'm not
I don't
saying
mean
this
to.
is a good thing because I don't think it is. But I just think Japanese media compared to American media, the people who make it, for some reason, I just feel like with Japanese media, they think it can be more whimsical and fun. Where with American media, they always want to make it like heavy and scary. And I think that's why she's saying it like that. Like, this is the scariest stretch. Like, we're going to die here, guy. And they do build up the Grand Line to be crazy in that first arc.
Mhm.
So I guess I get it, but yeah, I totally agree with you that I don't like the direction with Nami.
So far, at least in the trailer. Maybe it's different in the show because it looks like that. I did notice she, at one point when they all come in at the end, when they're all in that like row, you noticed her arm is bandaged.
Yeah, well, and we see Luffy put the hat on her head, so we have that scene clearly.
Now, to do that scene right,
I doubt it's going to happen, but let's see.
to do that scene right, they need to make sure not to show Luffy's face at all.
Yeah.
Because you don't see his face once during that encounter until he goes and he says, "I'm gonna kick your ass."
Well, in the trailer, we already see his face.
Well, I mean, like,
But who knows how they stitch that together.
yeah. But okay. So, what else negative do I have?
No, let's go with the one thing you like now. We'll go back and forth.
One thing I liked
that stood out. I know you're hyped, but one thing that stood out that you liked.
One thing that stood out to me. Oh God.
I have one. If you don't have one,
Yeah, go ahead.
I really like Buggy.
Yeah. Yes,
Like-
that's what it is when he says "chop chop cannon."
Ooh. In my opinion, we'll talk about the other villains that are shown, but in my opinion, Buggy's the best looking villain we've gotten this.
Right, he looks great.
They did a fantastic job on him. And part of that maybe because his proportions are easy. He's just a normal dude who looks like a clown. But I think his effects even for his devil fruit look good. Of course, we only see it for a minute, and it's dark.
I'm just happy we're getting him doing his chop chop stuff at all.
Yeah, it's definitely happening.
I'm like, what? So that means there's a world where we might get Little Buggy in live action.
If we get a season 2.
Do you remember Little Buggy?
Of course, Little Buggy was there for a long time.
It's non-canon, but it's
No, it's canon.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. It comes from cover stories.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I never read all
Little
the covers.
Buggy's Big Adventure. I
That's
think is
right,
what
because
it's
he even
called.
says it in the and he's like, I call it Little Buggy's Big Adventure.
Yeah. But that episode like bombed when it came out. That was the episode that made them decide not to do cover stories in the in the anime anymore.
Oh, really?
But I think that's just because it was back then. Like at that time, we wanted to be with our crew.
Yeah.
Nowadays, in the manga, at least, especially when we're not with the Straw Hats, I'm more hyped.
Yes.
Because that we're getting info dumps, we're getting crazy things
Oh, yeah.
happening in the
The
world.
Straw Hats, it's all progressing the plot forward.
Yeah.
But when you, like you said, everybody else, it's like, this is what else is happening
Yeah.
that is going to ultimately affect the Straw Hats.
Yeah.
And I want to see how it all is going to come together.
Yeah, and back when Little Buggy's Big Adventure first happened, I think Oda was still figuring that out, and we were still figuring out that that was gonna matter. Like nobody knew that Buggy was gonna come back and be what he is now, which is arguably one of the most important characters in the whole story.
God, I can't help but feel bad for Buggy now, though.
He's gonna be Pirate King, dude.
Dude, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
He just ends up in these places. Like it's almost like he ate the luck fruit.
Is that it's Odin?
Yeah.
I thought it was Crocodile for some reason.
No, that's Odin, bro.
Oh, okay.
I think it's Odin.
I don't know. I'm having a hard time telling who that is.
Odin doesn't have this.
Anyway, yeah,
Rock,
Buggy
maybe?
looks awesome. Buggy looks so sick. I like his design. I like his powers. I like his actor's energy for the character. Everything about it, I'm like, I hope we get 2 episodes with Buggy. I hope it's not
Yeah.
just one. Orange Town, one of the more boring arcs, but
They better
this
have that
Buggy
dog.
looks good. I know, right? I hope the dog's it. That's the first, I feel like, emotional part in One Piece.
It's like
Yeah.
the first time you ever could do the dog. Even if it's just a little blip.
Yeah.
Like little reference. Like there's a dog here. He's been waiting for his master or whatever.
Yeah. And I'm starting to trust that they're going to put in things that even if they couldn't fully go into it, they're going to put in references to things to be like, we know, we didn't just ignore this. Like having Foxy and Bellamy at the end on posters, which won't show up in the show for many more seasons if they ever got there.
No.
But weird. Also, Kobe looks great.
Kobe looked great.
Yeah. Kobe, I can't.
He looked better. I think he looks the absolute best out of anybody I've seen. Like as
You
far as
might
1-to-1 scale.
You're right. You might be right. Yeah, he looks like Kobe. If I was going to take Kobe, especially early Kobe, and turn him into a normal looking human.
Guy that's where we're at now with Kobe.
And I could see this actor changing to look like new Kobe if they did it right. Yeah, he looks good, actually. And for me, part of that is his outfit is clean, which
Yeah.
works for Kobe. But that's actually a complaint I have as well. I think a lot of the actors' outfits look too clean. I know that's like a weird complaint, but they look like they just brought them from the art department and put them on them for the show. And like the outfits look great. It's just when I look at it, I'm like, you're pirates who've been going through this adventure, and I don't see any dirt. Like I know it's fine. That's just a nitpick, but for me, that makes it look a little bit more toward cosplay, because cosplays would be clean. And
I don't like that argument.
I mean,
You guys brought that argument up last time, and I don't costume as far as dirty goes. I get it, but if it looks like the costume, it looks like the costume, and that's not an art. That's not a negative in my opinion.
I completely disagree. I think if you and I think that maybe because of
thoughts like that are the reason that we didn't get Wolverine in his yellow suit until this year.
Yeah, but it looked dirty.
But it's still
it's
accurate.
real, is what I'm saying.
But it's still accurate.
You can make
to the
the
character.
costume accurate and realistic, is what I'm saying. Like some of the outfit, not all of them. Kobe looked good. Oh, there's a lot of them that I think look good, but there are some outfits that I see where I'm like, this just looks like cosplay.
I'm gonna
And that
disagree.
may be a me problem from having gone to like over 60 conventions
I
and
think
seeing
that's I think
cosplay.
it's definitely a you problem.
I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments on that, because I've heard a couple people mention that online. Like, why do they all look so clean?
That's the clean argument. I get your argument,
But not
I,
the cosplay.
I don't agree with the cosplay thing. I just think that's a silly argument. No,
I don't
no
know,
offense. I
man.
just think that's a silly argument.
I guess it's because I think cosplay looks cheap. Like in my mind, like I know cosplay can be very expensive to build, and there's some really good looking cosplay, but in my mind, there's a separation between fans made this for a con or something, and like a super rich production company like went the extra mile to make this really look very real. Like
To me, if it looks like the outfit, it looks like, that's a positive. I mean, maybe put some little grime on it if you need to, but if it looks like the outfit, to me, that will always be a positive. Like I will never ever argue with seeing a character look the way they look in the original media. I will never argue with that.
I mean, I guess I just feel like you're misunderstanding me, honestly, because I agree with you completely. I just want it to look real. I want them to look like themselves, but like if it is actually someone I saw in the real world.
Mm-hmm. I guess none of the costumes I saw particularly as cosplay. They all looked like good to me. Like Mihawk.
I agree Mihawk looks great other than his sword.
Yeah, but
The close-up they did on the sword, I'm hoping they won't do too many close-ups on it, but that close-up they did on the sword, I'm like, that's plastic, straight up.
Yeah.
You at least agree with that?
Yeah, I'm like, well, that's a prop.
Yeah, but then later they have him pointed at the camera, and it looked great there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, on the handle, where especially the gyms, I was like, "Eee." But other than that, he looked great. I agree.
We did get our first look at Roger.
Yeah, what did you think of Roger?
Again, obviously disappointed it's not Johnny or Pedro,
Right.
or Hugh Jackman.
But other than that,
because he was number 3 on the list.
that would have been strange for me. But
It would have been, he would have done it good,
I mean, I'm not saying he wouldn't have,
All right.
but
I was like, oh, this is weird having him say wealth, fame, power, blah blah blah. I was like, it's a little weird having him.
Was that him who said it?
Yeah, that was him
I guess
saying
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, it's him. He's on the trial. Wealth, I've acquired all the things. Wealth, fame, power.
Yeah, you're right. It's
That's
normally the
him.
narrator.
That's
Gold Roger, the man who acquired. Yeah.
So it's a little strange but it also makes sense that they would have that speech be his dying.
And I did like that they started the official trailer with that speech. That's a good sign.
And I was like, and then I saw him smile, and I was like, ooh, he's smiling at death.
Yeah.
And I was like, the look he had, I was like, that's Roger.
Yeah,
That's
and
Roger.
I was a little conflicted about him until I was reading the comments, and then they convinced me because I thought he looked a little scrawny, and then I remembered he's literally dying during that scene. Yeah, he has a disease, and he's gonna die anyway.
So it makes sense that he's a little weak.
Yeah, so if we ever do get to a point, which we won't, where we see Roger in his prime, I hope that actor can...
By the way, has anybody ever pointed out how weird it is that Roger, the king of all the pirates, died in such a small, like unknown place on the East Blue?
He's from Logtown.
Oh, is he? I didn't know that.
Isn't he? Did I make that up?
That would make
I
sense.
thought that was Gold Roger from... He's from East Blue for sure, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so that makes more sense.
Yeah, East Blue was his birthplace. Let me see if he was from Logtown. Just a second, guys. From Logtown. Because I know he at least lived there at some point. Logtown, the East Blue was... Yeah, he was born in Logtown.
Okay.
So they killed him where he was born.
Okay. So that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah,
I always thought it was...
But...
I didn't know that. See, I always wondered, why didn't they just take him to some random unknown place in East Blue?
Well, it fits the story
East Blue
for
isn't
us
like
too.
isn't East Blue like the weakest of the blues?
They say that, but then we've got Roger, Luffy, Zoro...
Hey...
Shanks, I don't know where Shanks came from, but Garp came from East Blue.
Hey, greatness from small beginnings.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd love to see the other blues if this is really the weakest one.
Yeah.
Like,
So what did you got?
I had a negative. So if you got another
Okay,
positive,
go ahead. What
are
do
you
you got?
sure?
Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna argue.
Okay.
I think Arlong looks bad.
Oh no.
You think he looks good? Are you
Dude,
joking?
why? Because he got a long nose?
No, the nose isn't the issue.
I think he looks awesome. You can tell it's CG. I would have preferred maybe some practical makeup.
What?
Yeah, a lot of that's CG. You can tell.
Really?
A lot of that is.
It looked very practical. Everyone in the
that
comments was
nose-
saying they wish they would have done CG.
That nose is definitely CG.
I'm gonna have to look at it again. I thought
Maybe
the nose
not.
looked
I could
practical.
be wrong. They've used CG to accentuate features. You can tell.
Well, maybe, yeah, but it looked like he definitely had the makeup on. The nose
so
to
what's
me
your
looked
gripe
practical.
with him? What's your gripe? Why does he look bad? I think he looks like Arlong. And again, not gonna complain.
You're gonna get mad at me for my gripe, but there's two big reasons.
Okay.
The nose isn't one of them. The nose is fine. He does have that nose. So,
Okay.
one, I think his clothes look dumb, even though that's his clothes. That's not the big one though.
That's a nitpick.
That's not the big one.
Nitpicks
That's a
don't
nitpick.
count.
My other bigger one, which is also what I saw a lot of comments saying as well, and I know this is the hardest thing for them in this show, is I think his proportions are all wrong. Like, he should be huge, and he's just almost the size of Luffy. He's a little bit taller, and I know this is going to be one of the hardest things for them because One Piece proportions are stupid. But I don't know. When I saw him, I just didn't feel intimidated the way that I do when I see him in the anime, and I think it was because of the proportions. But
I think I was never intimidated by Arlong to begin with.
oh, I was scared of him when I very first watched it. When I was a kid, when I
Here's the
first saw it.
thing. I watched Arlong in English.
Me too.
Do you remember what Arlong sounds like in English?
No, but the first
It's
time I saw him
Hercule.
was
It's literally the Hercule
I
voice.
forgot that.
It's hard to take him seriously and scary. When you got, I'm gonna get you, Nami.
No, but you got to think about the stuff he does. He
Oh,
is a
I know.
very scary guy.
After once I switched to Japanese and you see him like later, some of the stuff he does like in flashbacks,
Yeah.
then I'm like, ooh, this guy, I like. It's Arlong. He's scary because his
And when you
voice
think of the
is
stuff
creepy.
he did in Orange Town, it's
I see where you're coming from. Actually, you're
Okay.
right. You're right. He is way too small.
But that's hard.
It's hard, but it's not going to ruin anything for me.
Well, I mean, I need to wait and see in the show. I'm comparing him to Buggy is my thing. We've got two big villains we see here. Buggy to me looks perfect. Arlong to me doesn't look nearly as perfect as Buggy does, but
I disagree. Just
I think
mainly
he looks as good as Buggy.
I think he looks awesome. He looks like Arlong. All the fishmen look like fishmen.
Oh, I agree. The other fishmen we saw look great. That's why I think that's one of the reasons I was disappointed is because we see
We gotta
another
wait till we see
fishman.
Hachi though.
Yeah, we see the fishman that Sanji fights first, and I was impressed when we saw him. I'm like, that's a fishman.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Ooh,
And then when we see Arlong kick somebody out of the building and he comes walking out, I'm like, that just doesn't look as good as that other fishman. And
now we gotta wait and see what they'll do with him.
for sure.
I'm
And
sure it's gonna.
I thought Arlong Park looked great. Yeah. All the settings look great.
They really did their homework with
Yeah.
this. Oda really, you can tell has been like, no, it has to look like this.
And like I said, I'm disappointed with Arlong, but I am cutting a little slack because I know this is season 1. There's so much budget. The proportions are stupid. And Arlong, I guess it worries me if they were to continue because imagine what would they possibly do for someone like Kaido and Big Mom if this is what Arlong's proportions are like? It's not possible. Like, and they shrunk Garp down, which I'm not. I'm
Was
okay
that who
with.
that was? That was Garp?
Yeah,
I
Garp.
was sitting there racking my brain trying to figure out who that was.
You mean in the beginning of the trailer?
Yes, okay,
Yeah,
that
it's
makes
Garp.
sense. Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
they shrunk
He
him
looked
down,
good.
and I'm fine with it because Garp.
I mean, Garp is an ape.
Yeah, he looks crazy. Like he actually looks good. He looks very official and cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited to see more of that. I was sitting literally trying. I was like, is that supposed to be? No, that's not who that is. Is it Garp?
Yep, it is. I know just from reading comments. The comments were because at first I thought it was Garp too, but I wasn't sure. But it is, which also makes sense because he was there for Roger's execution.
Yeah, because he
right?
was the one who brought him in.
Yeah. Also, I like Alvida.
Alvida looked great.
Yeah, I'm interested to see we didn't see her after she gets her devil fruit. I'm interested to see if she's still gonna be in the show or if she's just gonna be gone.
She comes back pretty early on in the show.
Yeah,
actually, she comes back in Logtown.
Yeah, it's in Logtown.
Logtown. So
Yeah.
surely she'll show up.
They didn't show any dragon, but we know I think he's been cast, right? Or
I don't know if he's been cast, but I mean, I feel like if they want to continue,
They need to show dragon.
they need to have Dragon show up and give his, because he's the one. Mild spoilers for the manga and anime, but he's the one. It's what is it? Hinted at that he's the one who saves Luffy.
in Logtown.
Yeah, with the lightning.
It's not
bolt.
hinted at. He did.
It is. I didn't know if it was
Oh, you
straight
need
up
to
him.
rewatch the beginning, man. Because,
Okay.
No, we literally see him. He stands behind Luffy. He's literally there.
Oh, see, I don't remember
And we
that.
see
It's been
his scar on his, or not scar, his tattoo on his face.
See, it's been so long since I've seen that. So I don't
Yeah,
remember.
you could at least reread it. Reread the
Okay.
beginning at some point.
Okay.
But we don't see Smoker.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
I'm interested what he'll be like.
Do you think he'll be in it? They haven't even announced
he
a casting.
better be.
They haven't even announced a casting for Smoker. I don't know if they're going to have Smoker in this.
Smoker has to be in it.
He's such a big part. Yeah.
Smoker can't not be in it. In my opinion,
He'd
we
have to at the
cannot.
very least be in Logtown.
Well, yeah, that's where we meet him. We
Or
meet him in
Orangetown.
Longtown. No. We meet him in Longtown.
I said or hit in either. He'd have to be
like
either.
put him somewhere.
Yeah, he'd have to be either there or there.
I mean,
Like maybe have him in Logtown, but have them interact. I mean,
they don't show us a lot of Logtown. So what happens in Logtown is Buggy comes back, Alvida's with him, and Smoker's there as well. And all the three of them are trying to kill Luffy all at once while they're trying to escape.
Now, do they go to Orangetown before or after?
Orangetown?
Yeah.
Orangetown's first.
Oh,
Orangetown's where we meet Buggy for the first time.
That's right.
Yeah, and we've only gotten...
So
that's where we meet Nami. Is in Orangetown, and we just picked up Zoro right before Orangetown.
Okay, so Orangetown's literally the next thing they do.
Yeah, Orangetown's they get Zoro, then they go to Orangetown.
Okay, see, I thought I thought they did other stuff before Orangetown.
No, Orangetown, then it's Usopp's Island, then it's Baratier.
We got our first look at Cat Guy.
We didn't really see him, but we saw him a little bit.
We saw his claws, and they're not like 9 feet long each, which again. What
I
are you
think
gonna
they
do?
looked fine.
What are you gonna do? I mean, you're gonna.
Yeah.
Now, I want to address some things.
Wait,
Oh.
really quick, because we're talking about villains.
Okay.
I'm a little disappointed we also didn't see Don Krieg on the Baratier. I don't know where he's at. And we saw Sanji fighting a fishman on the Baratier, which shouldn't have happened in the anime. I'm gonna trust because I think Geen, who's part of Don Krieg's crew, was cast, if I remember correctly. I was looking at the cast recently.
Is he the guy that like flip flops back and forth between working with the Straw Hats and going back with Don Krieg?
Yeah, Geen, like, because he wants to help them because Sanji saved his life and Don Krieg's life, but then Don Krieg doesn't care and he's like really loyal to Don Krieg. And yeah, he was a pretty cool character at the moment. And when I rewatched it recently, they literally build him up like he's gonna come back. And he might. Oda's crazy, but I think he died from poison.
Yeah.
But
Nobody
anyway,
dies in One Piece, though.
I think he died off screen. He was poisoned. The last time we saw him, Anyway.
There's very few confirmed deaths in One Piece.
But there's becoming more.
That's true.
Wano had a couple of deaths, which
I guess you're right.
Surprised me.
I guess you're right. And they didn't even really show it. They're just like, and then they died. And you're like,
No,
whoa, what?
They kind of did. Because watching it back, I was reading it and watching it at the same time. I was ahead. So I was seeing the deaths and then I was watching it. They actually kind of do show the deaths, but you just don't realize it because you're right. One Piece doesn't kill characters that often. So they did. And I think when I first saw it, I just thought, oh yeah, they're fake dead. They're going to get back up later. But they're really dead.
They do the thing One Piece always does. Oh, and they died and bled out. Just kidding. We put more blood in them.
Yeah, or they blew up. They literally exploded above Alabasta from a nuke. And it's just fine.
He's cool.
Yeah,
He's
it's
good.
totally fine.
The nuke that would have killed everybody in the city, including him.
But he's fine.
He's good.
I still can't forgive that. Pell should be dead.
Pell should be dead, and there was one other character that I'm like, they should be dead. They
From
should.
Alabasta or somewhere else?
Somewhere else. I can't remember. There was one that was like, but they should have died.
Yep.
They should have stayed dead. It would have been so much more like impactful if they would have stayed dead.
It completely ruins Pell's sacrifice to me that he lived. I think that was bad writing on Oda's part. I don't say that often. He should have died.
I think Oda just has always had a very, very, very penchant against killing characters. I don't think he likes doing it.
Well, what makes me angry is Oda said somewhere in some interview once that, or it might have been in SBS on the manga, that he doesn't kill characters often because he hates when mangaka kill a character but don't commit to it and bring them back.
But
I'm like, Oda, that's you, dude. Pell came back. What about Sabo? Sabo was dead, and then
that's really hypocritical.
Okay, we're going into spoilers again, but this is from a long time ago. Ace died, and then you were like, well, let's bring back the other dead brother and give him Ace's power.
So Ace is essentially still alive.
Yeah, we brought... Yeah, I think maybe Oda hates that because he knows it's his problem. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted you. What did you want to address?
All right, so last week, everybody's given me in the comments, not to argue with comments, but everybody in the comments, I don't think everybody fully understands what I mean when I say they could have done something with Sanji's eyebrow and something with Usopp's nose. And I think everybody means that I think I want big swirl and the long Pinocchio nose. No, I don't think it could work. I think it could work with a character like Arlong.
Oh yeah, it looks crazy already.
It looks, yeah, I mean, that works. He's a different species.
I think they go for their exact character look, like model, when the character's already crazy. I think the humanoid ones, they don't.
I think that we could have gotten something with Sanji. Maybe just have his eyebrow just be a little longer. You know, not something crazy. Just have it maybe curve up a bit. And I think anybody can argue with me until they die. Makeup can do wonders. I think they could have done something to make Usopp's nose a little more distinguished. That doesn't mean
I want him to have the Pinocchio nose.
That means I think that something could have been done. Maybe they tried and it didn't work.
Yeah, we don't know.
Fine.
They may have tried something.
But I do think that an attempt could have been made.
But you don't know that it wasn't.
I don't, but everyone is saying, I'm trying to explain, everybody is mishearing me saying I want the long Pinocchio nose and a big swirl. No, I think something could have been done to make it look a little closer. That's my only gripe with it. I'm not sitting here saying it ruins anything for me, doesn't ruin the show, doesn't make me think they look awful. It's just a little like you had with Arlong. It's a nitpick. You know, to me, you know, like you said, if they'd have made Arlong too big, it might have looked silly. You know, just like if they'd have tried the nose, it would have looked silly. So I think it's common. They're meeting in the middle with a lot of places.
Yeah.
So that's my little take from last episode. Everybody needs to.
You felt misunderstood.
Everybody, including Chris, I think was horribly misunderstanding me.
Yeah, we don't know if they tried. They may have tried both. We really don't know. I guess the issue with this argument is, like, in my head, it just doesn't matter. Like, he doesn't need the long nose.
No, he doesn't.
And Sanji, I actually disagreed with you when I listened back. I didn't make this argument last time because I didn't think about it. But when I was listening back through the last week's episode, I completely disagreed with you because you said that Sanji needed the eyebrow because it's part of his family, it's his heritage. But that eyebrow does nothing really for his family. It's just there. They don't really, none of them have to have it. It doesn't change anything.
I suppose you're right. It's aesthetics for me, and I just feel like I would have appreciated again, because again, going back to the argument, you know, Chris, when we were talking to your brother, and he said, well, because it would look dumb, you know, if you made it look real. But to that end, if you want it, he's like, you want it to look, he kept arguing realism. Nothing is proportioned like that. But to that end, why have elves have pointy ears in Lord of the Rings? Why give the dwarves all their accentuated features in Lord of the Rings? If you want it to look realistic, quote unquote, then none of that's going to have that. But nobody's complaining about that. You know, I get it. You know, a long nose on a human would look silly. I get it. But I mean, I don't think.
And elves are a different race.
Well, but still,
he's meant to be a human.
Yeah, but still, that's how the character is designed, and in the books, that's how the elves are designed. You know, but if you want it to look real, people don't have pointy ears. But in this fantasy world, they do have pointy ears.
Because they're not
in this fantasy world.
They're elves.
In this fantasy world, though, you know, people could have a longer, pointier nose. I'm just saying, don't make I'm just saying that's a silly argument to make if you're arguing realism. To me, you know, because there's other examples like that, or if you know, why give Batman his pointy ear outfit? You know,
it's an outfit.
But it's not real. It's silly. It's dumb looking.
No, they made it look real. I guess the problem is, like, everything I've seen from the outfits, and I know you don't agree with me, but I think a lot of the outfits, some of them look great, but I think a lot of them look silly, like when you put it into real life. So I don't trust them to make his nose look right, is why I'm glad they didn't do it.
That's fair. Actually, that's a good point.
Yeah, like if this was HBO and there was a massive, crazy budget and they were going all in on making everything look one-to-one, I would trust it. But I just don't. This is the same people who made the Cowboy Bebop show. Like, I just don't. I have nothing has been done from them for me to trust that they're not going to make it look silly. I'm not saying it can't look good. I'm agreeing with you that they can make it look good. I just don't trust these. Of course, I trust Oda, but Oda's not doing the makeup.
See, okay. See, I didn't realize that you did agree with me to an extent.
Yeah, I agree that depending on how the show's made, it could look good.
Okay.
I'm not saying it can't.
Okay, see,
Just
that's
this production. I don't trust them to do
see
it right.
there. I'll see your point on that. I completely agree with you there.
Okay.
But I'm glad you see that you agree that it probably there's a universe where they could have made it work.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that's what we were arguing. Yeah, I think depending who makes it and how things are done,
maybe
anything could be done to look
this
good.
production probably not, but I do think there's ways it could have been done.
I'll agree with that.
Like
for sure.
Make it, in the world where you can make Arlong look as good as he looks, in my opinion. Like he looks like Arlong, he's just small.
I was about to use him as an argument the other way.
Oh,
I was
really?
gonna say because Arlong looks the way he does, I don't trust him to do Usopp's nose.
Again, I think the only argument is that he's smaller than he should be. I think we should count our blessings that we're even getting him. Because again, take this back to 2005.
Uh-huh.
This would have been made in 2005. It literally all he would have had
he
is a
would've
pointy
looked bad.
nose. It would have been a dude
He would've
with
looked
some
real
purple
bad.
skin.
Yeah.
You know, it wouldn't have been like Hellboy level awesomeness. It would have been like really bad looking. You know,
Oh,
I know,
definitely.
I know you don't like Hellboy, but the consensus.
Oh no,
is
he
the
looks better than Arlong.
Yeah, like it would have.
Yeah.
No, I think Arlong looks good. I think all the Fishmen looks good.
Let's see.
The one
when
thing
show
I have
comes
about
out.
Arlong
Yeah.
is his top teeth were pointy and sharp, and I was like, yes, but his bottom teeth are not.
Yeah, he's supposed to have full. Yeah.
And I would have liked to maybe see him smiling a little more, because Arlong is all about.
I
like,
agree with that
he
with
enjoys
pretty much
what
every character.
He enjoys being Arlong enjoys being a bad guy. He enjoys doing the thing he's doing. He knows he's doing crappy things, and he gets off on it.
Right.
Especially
well,
the human, because he's super racist.
Well, I mean, he used to be a slave.
Yeah.
And he can't. Yeah. Arlong's a deep character. I'm sure we're not going to get into all that in this show, but
No.
I don't like Sanji's voice.
Yeah, that was weird. I wasn't expecting him to have an accent. A British
His
accent.
actor's British, but normally, they change that. I maybe could have made him sound a little French, would have made sense, because his characters technically would have been French. Oh, it's just weird that he's the only British sounding one and no one else sounds British.
Yeah, and
if everyone sounded British, okay, but yeah.
Maybe on his ship, maybe everybody will have like an accent.
Oh,
on the Baratie.
Okay, maybe I could
Zeph will have
maybe
an
go
accent.
with that. At least Zeph, because they're both from West Blue.
Yeah, maybe
West
Zeph.
Blue has an accent.
Yeah, I could do. It is going to be weird because all of Sanji's attacks are French based too.
Yes.
Diable Jumbo, all that.
Yeah.
So it's going to be Diable Jumbo.
Yeah, it's gonna be strange. I'm a little hesitant. I think Sanji's the only crew member I'm actually hesitant about. He looks a little old for Sanji too. I'm not saying he looks old. He looks like a young guy, but Sanji's like 19 or 18.
Sanji's been the only cast of the main crew that since the beginning that I've been like everybody has been kind of like, huh?
I thought he looked great at first before they actually showed his outfit. I was like, he could do it. And then when they showed him in the teaser trailer, I'm like,
I like that they showed him kicking.
yeah, his kicks look good. It looked
I
fine.
like that.
Oh.
I like that they showed the banter between him and Zoro, that they're already having a rivalry.
Yeah, that was nice.
I liked that a lot.
I want to amend something I said last time. Now that I have more information, now that I've seen more, the Gum powers look fine. I hated it in the teaser trailer, and I still don't like it when I look back on it. Maybe it was just that scene, and I think it's because I think the reason they go so close up on his fist that I could really see the CG in it. But when we scoot back a little bit and let the attacks, not be fully in the screen,
We get full
looks
look at
alright.
Gatling, dude.
Gatling looked a little, but what are they gonna do? It's fists going everywhere.
Yeah.
But all the other ones, like the kick coming up through Arlong Park, which is weird that they showed, by the way, because that's like the big conclusion to that part. But that kick coming up looked cool. We had another where Luffy his fist flies across the screen. I thought they all looked good. No more complaints about it. Just
Good.
that first one I didn't like, but
That's why they put it in the teaser.
Maybe. Well, I think they put it in the teaser because it's up close. He calls out the attack. It's exciting, but
I like that they're Zorro in that teaser. He says he naysays fighters don't do that. No, they don't.
that's weird. They had him say that.
They're gonna have him by the end by Arlong Park. They're gonna have him say something. They're gonna be like onigiri.
It's gonna be. You think they're gonna change it to English? The English is like 3 style tiger something.
Yeah,
some bull crap.
Tiger sushi roll.
Yeah, tiger sushi roll. It's tiger sushi roll attack. I really want to see it in Japanese though. Oh, they announced it after we did our episode. Yeah, the Japanese voice actors, at least for the whole crew, will be voicing the crew in the Japanese version.
I will probably watch it in English first and then do a rewatch with the original cast.
Yeah,
because I want to see how it's supposed to be viewed.
I don't know if we have a date when the Japanese version comes out. I don't know if it's same day release.
Now, is it the entire Japanese cast?
They have just said the crew. We don't have any confirmation on any other characters.
It'd be sweet if we had Arlong in there.
I would like everyone, but just the crew would be awesome. At least having that, and because I think that's gonna change how I feel about Luffy and Nami, which are my 2 least favorite.
I liked Luffy more this time.
I liked him more, but I still don't like him.
I think he definitely has more of the attitude. Like when he comes in, he says, "I'm gonna be king of the pirates." When he actually says that,
yeah, his voice is just so off to me, and I think it's.
I really think that's just a problem you're just gonna have to get over.
Yeah, well, what I'm trying to say is I think it's impossible. I'm realizing it's impossible for me to like anyone other than the Japanese voice actor for Luffy, because I don't even like Colleen Clinkenbeard for him anymore.
No,
I used to.
Well, Colleen Clinkenbeard now, she sounds like she's phoning it in a lot, especially when she screams.
Yeah,
like she'll just be when you can hear it feels real when the Japanese voice actress does it.
Yeah.
But when Colleen Clinkenbeard does it, and she's doing her best, I know. But when she does it, it just kind of, she's like, ah.
I don't know. I feel bad when I hear people watch the dub of One Piece. It's fine, however you want to, and you're enjoying it. I did enjoy it until I switched. So I guess what I would say is if you love the dub, I'd never switch because you can't go back.
I don't see Colleen Clinkenbeard. She's had to have. I got to hear her do Red Rock.
Oh, I wonder if that's dubbed already or not.
I'll have
Probably
to look.
is. They normally simulcast this stuff nowadays.
They're like 2 or 3 episodes behind on the dub right now, I think.
I'm really curious how 1015 looks with the dub. Because 1015 to me is like...
That's peak.
It's the best episode until maybe 2 weeks from now?
Yeah.
Let's see. But yeah. That episode is I think one of the best episodes in anime ever.
I mean, it's so visually, and most of that doesn't even happen in the manga, does it?
It happens, but not the way it happens in the episode. They really went crazy with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the manga, it's just another chapter, and it's exciting. It's great, but man, they went off on the show for whatever reason.
So yeah, I want to check out 1015 in English, see how that sounds.
Me too. I'm curious. Was there anything else you wanted to mention?
We got our little tease of Foxy and Bellamy.
Yeah. I'm curious if we'll ever make it there.
Let's see. So if this season, if they continue, let's speculate. If they continue, this season's obviously going to end, I guarantee you, with them doing their feet on the barrel.
Or going through Reverse Mountain.
I don't think it's going to end there. I think it's going to end.
Reverse Mountain would be a good place to start.
I think they're going to start at Reverse Mountain in the next season. If they get a second season.
Mm-hmm.
And then it would have to go probably because they go to Reverse Mountain and then is it on to Skype? No, it's Alabasta.
Yeah, well, we go Reverse Mountain straight into Laboon.
Right.
And then into Whiskey Peak, which is the beginning of Alabasta Saga. But we do Whiskey Peak, then Little Garden, then Drum Island after that.
Okay.
Then...
so the season would likely end with the Alabasta stuff.
Man,
if they go at that pace.
It would be a fast season. I feel like they'd really need to do...
That or a whole season spent on... I don't know if they could spend a whole season on Drum Island, though.
Well, they don't have to. The season starts with Laboon. Episode 1's Laboon. Episode 2's Whiskey Peak. Episode 3 is we do all Little Garden in one episode. Then, then Drum Island. If they're doing 8 episodes again, would be 3 episodes. Maybe.
And then season 3 would have to be all about Skypiea.
No, season 3 would be all Alabasta.
Oh, okay.
That's how I would probably do. If we're going 8-episode seasons again, like if that's how it's gonna be.
I was thinking 10. Dang, I'm only doing 8.
Yeah, I don't think you can fit all of that Drum Island, the stuff before Drum Island and Alabasta in 8 episodes.
Now let's hope these are like 45-hour-long episodes.
45 hours.
45-minute to hour-long episodes.
I hope they're hour long.
Yeah, Netflix is pretty good about making their stuff an hour long. You can fit a lot into an hour-long episode.
Definitely, and they're gonna cut stuff out, but
Yeah, you can hit the beats.
Yeah, as long as they hit this. Speaking of hitting the beats and getting a season 2, what do you think they have to do right? Like, what beats do they have to get right? So there's things that we know they can skip. Which moments, like we already mentioned, Nami stabbing her arm. Mm-hmm. What other moments other than that do they have to get right in this?
They have to get Luffy at Logtown accepting his death.
Yes, smiling.
They have to get that right.
Agree. Mm-hmm.
That cannot. Logtown's after Arlong, right?
Yep.
Okay, so
that'll be like the end of the show, probably.
So they cannot mess that up.
I agree.
You know,
I need that.
Did we see Logtown in the trailer?
Only in the flashback. We don't see it in. But it's gonna happen because they show them all with their feet on the barrel, and that's after Logtown.
What if they skip Logtown and go straight to the barrel?
I think they've announced the episode names, and I think Logtown's
okay.
in
Good.
But,
So Logtown will, I guarantee it'll be the last episode.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So you have to get that right if they do it. You have
to do it. I think they have to do it.
Yeah. You have to get the dynamic between the crew right. They have to be friends.
That's the biggest worry.
They absolutely have to feel like friends. And it looks like I don't think it's going to start that way, which is good because in anime, it's easy for kids to be like, oh, we're all friends now. But in real life, you're adults. It takes time.
Yeah, they got to build it.
So I think that they're going to, throughout the show, I think by the time they all come together at Arlong, I think they're going to have that friend dynamic, especially after Nami does that, which is another part they have to do. They have to do Nami's backstory good.
Yes, I agree.
They cannot mess that up.
That's the clincher. That's what gets people into One Piece is that backstory. Because
you're mad at her up until you learn why she, which is a classic anime trope. Oh, she sucks. Oh, she's got a tragic backstory.
But then it was surprising back then. That was a long time ago.
They have to get that right.
I think they also have to get, if we're talking about Arlong area, they have to get Walk to Arlong Park right.
Oh,
we know they're doing it because we see them at the end. We do see them in the trailer when they arrive at Arlong Park. But I need that build up with
Nami isn't in the walk originally.
No,
though.
She's there.
Oh, okay.
Or, I don't remember if
it's just the men at first because
she's not part of the walk at all.
No.
Yeah, this is just she's in Kokoyashi Village. She just stabbed her arm. Luffy goes forward. And then the other crew members were like sitting out in front. Like we didn't know they were there.
That's literally there is the moment that they decide, okay.
And that's the first
time
we're
going to work together.
Yes. That's the first time we hear that like dun 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 dun. Oh, which is not going to be in the show. They've played none of the Toei music.
That's got to be a Toei thing.
I guarantee it is.
It's so dumb. Toei sucks.
If they had the show's music, that alone could make the vibe of this so much better. But whatever they do choose, though.
I mean, music is such a, like, people don't understand that the themes, what music, because you know what I've been listening to on repeat?
No.
Various songs from the Mario movie soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
So specifically Superstars, which is spoilers for the Mario movie at the very end when they get the Power Star, and it plays the that's hype.
That stuff's important, man. I hope there's at least one song that they somehow got from Toei.
I mean, heck, I'd be fine if they did. You know, it'd be great is if they did a live action. They did it with Cowboy Bebop. They did a live action We Are.
I know.
I think they might, honestly.
If it's either We Are or the dun 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 dun, that one's important to me as well. But I also think they've got to get, which we have not mentioned at all, you have to get Mihawk obliterating Zoro, right? And Zoro's oath, like Zoro's promise, where he's holding up the sword and like, I'll never lose again.
We got sort of a glimpse of it when he's like, I'll follow you, you're my captain.
Yeah. They're going to do it, but they got to get it right.
Yeah. Because that's literally Zoro's. That's the catalyst for Zoro. Like he already is like, because when he does it, he's like, I'm gonna take him on. I might lose, but whatever. But he doesn't realize just how bad he's gonna lose.
Yeah,
like he doesn't even he can't even put up a fight.
Nothing.
And
His swords
Zoro
get
at that point
destroyed.
has been like the best fighter next to Luffy. And so when you see him just utterly demolished, you're like, oh my gosh, how strong is this guy?
Yeah. I will say we didn't mention it, but Zoro looking dope. Zoro's probably my favorite looking character.
Zoro
honestly.
looks great.
Yeah.
He really looks good.
I think we're going to have no problem with Zoro. That's fine.
Trying to think what else.
I feel like those are the big moments in East Blue. I'm not sure.
We mentioned the dog. We hope that's not necessary.
It doesn't have to happen,
but we hope it happens.
It'd be cool. I don't know if there's anything in Orange Town that I need to happen a certain way. It's fine.
We gotta
Shanks losing his arm and giving Luffy the hat.
Yes.
We saw hints of that, and we know that's happening, but they gotta
Shanks
make
looks
it feel
a little
right.
old to me.
Yeah, Shanks in what they should be showing.
Shanks is like for terms the internet can understand, Shanks is like daddy.
Well, Shanks should only be he's either 33 or 43. But this is a flashback, so he should look younger.
Yeah.
Let me see. Shanks' age is he's 39, sorry. So in the flashback he should be early 30s. He looks like 40s to me, but I don't know.
Yeah, Shanks is supposed to be hot. Like let's just be honest. Shank's supposed to be hot, but not saying that you can't be hot and old.
I think now he's supposed to be when he was in his Luffy's village, I think he was supposed to still be like he was a big pirate, but he wasn't what he is now.
Yeah.
He wasn't an emperor yet.
That's true.
Or anything like that.
He was on his way.
Yeah.
He was just chilling in literally stops in Logtown or
where's Luffy from? I can't remember the name of his village now.
Oh, I can't either. It's
Kokoyashi is where Nami's from. Luffy's from
somewhere in the East Blue.
God dang it. That's frustrating. The Windmill Town. Whatever it's called. Yeah, I don't remember.
Rito, where's he from?
Rito. Where's he from? He doesn't know. My cat's on the bed watching. Well, not really watching.
He's cleaning himself.
He's moderating the podcast. Well, Dakota, if you have nothing else to say, we are over time.
Oh, are we?
We did the whole episode about One Piece.
Wow.
Sorry to the One Piece haters. Rest in peace.
Not the first time.
Yeah, you have anything you want to recommend?
Let's see. I'm going to recommend. So recently, a little bit of catch up. I did get to see the new Indiana Jones movie. I liked it a lot.
Is that your recommendation?
No, my recommendation is. I just wanted to say it.
Oh,
I just recently bought the How to Train Your Dragon 3-movie collection and marathon through all 3 of those. Quality. If you've never seen How to Train Your Dragon, which at this point I think everybody has.
There's a 4th now, isn't there?
I think there's a 4th in the works.
Oh, I know. I heard.
Or
about
there's a live
something.
action one in the works.
Oh,
which I don't know how that's going to work.
Let's see.
But yeah, I really recommend How to Train Your Dragon. That whole series. That's just very, 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 very good from start to finish.
I can co-sign that. I agree.
Did you ever see the last one?
Yeah, of course. I love those movies. Yeah. So good.
They're very good. So, How to Train Your Dragon 1, 2, and 3. Recommend. Stay nerdy, everybody.